Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly reaction to UnOrdinary. I hope you are all doing well. And as always, we got UnOrdinary to react to today. So yeah, we're just chilling out for a bit. What is up, Cryptic? Hello, Mang. Lil Lewis, what's up? Miriam, hey. What up, Panzer? Hello, Shadowlight. Ahis, what's up? Daniel, Kitty. How's everyone doing today? What is up, Timo? Hey, Hippity. Haruhi Uchiha, what's up? Taryn, hello. I'm glad to hear that, Timo. Glad you're here. Today's chapter is more delving into John's past from Claire's perspective. So, definitely going to be interesting to see. And I'm very excited about it. Hello, Xavier. What is up, Just Horizons? Hello, Kadedra. Emiliano, what's up, buddy? Hello, Xavier. John lives by his emotions. He definitely does. Panzer, he definitely does. Anyway, I really don't want to jinx myself, but how is the volume for everyone? Because I think I have the issue taken care of. It's not lowering on my end. At least let me check. Okay, it's good. It's good. All right, we're good. We're good. Turn it up a little bit. I'll turn it up a little bit. Okay. All right. So, of course, John can be saved. Like that's one of the things that honestly bothers me. Like, I just basically went into my computer settings and like made sure I'm the took off where apps can automatically control my microphone volumes and settings. So but yeah, I just made it so only I have control over that. I didn't check that out, Panzer. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, John can definitely be saved because he was saved before in a different road that maybe wasn't the best way to go about it, but he was still saved. Again, John didn't want to do any of this. And honestly, I think some people clearly not everyone, some people in the community forget that part, but also a lot of the characters forget that. Has Arlo forgotten that John tried to be his friend? I can understand why Serafina would think, hey, he said some really hurtful things, but at the same time, you talk to his dad. You know, you should know that what John was doing wasn't a lie. Simp? Who's the simp? Who's the simp here? Y'all calling me simp, or is Ty in the chat? Alright. His mental problems push his friend away, but Claire is a bad friend. I agree there, Netta. Or sorry, Neat. But yeah. Alright, so 707. Let's just do a quick recap of last week. So last week we got the confrontation finally between Claire and Serafina, where Serafina called, and also where Serafina was just hey, I want some answers, and Claire was like, oh, okay, let's talk then. And so they started talking, and Uru did the mad tease and was are you John's girlfriend or something? And Serafina was just what? I think you're misunderstanding why I'm calling. But yeah, and then Serafina laid down everything, look, this is happening again. So I want to know what happened. And Claire was hey, how much time do you have? And Seraphina was just like, all day. And they started video chatting. And we got a look into the past. We got the very beginning where, like, and I even went back to check. The same people who appeared in the Fast Pass chapters are the same people who attacked John at the very beginning. Like, those people who like who are always towering above him that he always remembers. There's 3 of them. They were the same people, which I'm glad that Uru looked into that. Or remembered that part. And then of course it ended off with the famous line, "Here, let me help you." So with that all said and done, let's go ahead, jump right into the chapter. No, John's powers will not take him over completely. At least I hope not. Okay, oh my gosh. And we even have the thumbnail. Or not the thumbnail, but like the picture of Claire, I think. Okay. Okay, so here we go. I met John at the start of middle school. It's Claire talking. Hey, are you okay? Here, let me help you. And John just ... reaches out. Thanks. Looks like we both got beat up in the first week. At least things can only go up from here. I guess. John's like a teenager. Why am I talking like that? By the way, my name's Claire. Nice to meet you. Oh, hi. I'm John. UnOrdinary episode 181. Let's go. John had another friend that he'd known since he was a kid. His name was Adrian. Hell yeah! Hell yeah. John and Adrian were always homies. I'm about this. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. His name was Adrian. Adrian was also a low tier at the time. And the 3 of us got along well because we shared that in common. And Adrian's just like, And, I like this. So, like, Adrian's kind of like William, actually. This shot is very similar to how I pictured the dynamic between William, John, and Seraphina. Where, like, William was just like, oh, come here, you kids. And John was just like, Dad, get off me. And Seraphina was just like, this is nice. So it's a picture of John. He's just like, and, like, Adrian's got his arms wrapped around both of them. He's like, and then Claire's just like, she's like smiling. We always supported each other, and we had a lot of fun together. Damn, now that I know, like, what happens between John and Adrian, I'm actually very sad. Like, I just remembered everything that goes down, and I'm like, no, that was your boy, John. Anyway. I like this. I like this a lot. So the next shot is definitely someone, like, picking on all 3 of them, and Adrian's the one stepping forward with his ability. Even though John couldn't fight, Adrian was still the strongest out of the 3 of us. Adrian protected his homies. So whenever we ran into trouble, he always did his best to protect us. Oh my god, this kid looks a lot like Blake. So it's kind of like a reddish brown hair, and it's curly. It's a lot curlier, but his eyes glow yellow like Blake, and he's got his hands are like glowing red, kind of like Howard's heat palm. And he's just cracking his... This kid looks a lot like Blake. It didn't always work out, but we got used to these run-ins eventually. And it's Josh John in the back. Just, and Claire like looks at him like ... Aside from the occasional beatdowns, I was pretty content with the way things were. But, and then they're like in the park just hanging out. I was a bit concerned for John. And she like bringing drinks and everything for them. Hey, something wrong? ... He often seemed frustrated and angry. Don't you guys think it's unfair? Why do we have to deal with all this bullshit while other people get to do whatever they want to us because they were born stronger? It's so stupid. And Adrian's like, hey, cheer up. That's just how it is. There's nothing we can do about it anyway. He just like turns away. John had a lot of trouble coming to terms with reality. If Seraphina doesn't remember what William said right now, Dang. During our final year of middle school, I had my first vision of John, and her eyes were like glowing and everything. And she's like knocking on the door. Oh, our boy. So we're at John and William's apartment. Hi, Mr. William. Is John home? Yep, he's up in his room. All right, and so he's making a house of cards. Hey, John, you'll never believe this. And she like slams the door open, and she's like, take a house of cards, like falls down. You busy? And he's like, don't you know how to knock? I spent the last hour on this. Okay, sorry. But guess what? I just had a vision of you. So? I saw you use an ability. Your eyes were glowing. You what? Really? Yep. ... No way. Claire, don't joke around like that. It's not funny. I'm not kidding. I saw it. Some kind of ray was coming out of your hand. I couldn't exactly make it out, but it was I couldn't make it out exactly. It was pretty blurry. Just like standing up, ... Yeah, whatever. You're hilarious. ... Of course, he didn't believe me. Looking back, it must have sounded so stupid. Even so, she's like running. That's weird. Where do you run off to? And like, she's like, looks to the side. And she sees him like trying to fire something. He'd often sneak away to try and get this ability to work. ... Deep down, he really wished it were true. John couldn't stand being as powerless as he was. He always wanted to be stronger so that he could win. He gets slammed into a wall at school. John, just stay down. We can't beat him. And it's the kids from before. Well, looky. Okay, so it's the same kids that were like there with John to begin with. It's like a girl with a cut similar to Elena. A kid with like kind of like Holden hair, a little shorter with purple hair, and a kid with like the Terrence cut, but it's like an olive green. Little crippled John still wants to act tough, even though he looks like. And he like, watch closely. He's like aiming it for John. Sorry, if the glow from the ability is just affecting his eye, like reflecting off of it, or if his ability's activating. But I think his ability is activating it. And his hand twitches and it's starting to glow. And he raises it. Hey, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And Adrian's like behind Claire. His eyes, they're glowing. And it's just little. And the kid avoids it. Huh? And John's just like, what? And he gets punched, like right in the face. Damn brat! What the hell was that? You really think you can fight back? Know your place, idiot. He's on the ground. Hey, don't get so worked up. He's not worth the energy. And she like stops him like, and she, ... Better just leave them to feel sorry for themselves. Come on, let's go. And they, no, we just got our asses beat again. But you used your ability just now. Didn't you feel it? What? Well, I felt something in my hand, but your eyes were glowing too. Adrian and I both saw it. This is what I was telling you about. In my vision, you weren't powerless. You do have an ability. Huh? And he just like looks at his hands. ... So it was real. I really did it. I used it. And clenches his fist. Yes! Holy shit, I do have an ability. I'm not a cripple after all. That was the happiest I had ever seen John. I had no way of knowing how much this would change him. UnOrdinary episode 181 end. It's lagging? Come on. Why is it lagging? Okay, so chapter is over. Like I said, it was going to be ending like really soon. But good talk chapter. That was a good talk chapter. I liked it. Um, but yeah, I think what I'm referring to is the Keon chapters. I think those were two. Were they two? Check the Webtoons website real quick. Yeah, so chapters 104, episode 104, and 105 were flashbacks. So there was two of them at once. So I think definitely next week. The Keon flashbacks were 4 chapters? I mean, chapter's good, but we already know all this stuff. I don't really like that Uru-chan is holding back the main plot for the backstory. We already know. I mean, we don't necessarily know all of John's backstories. We know that Claire helped unlock his ability, but we don't necessarily know how it all happened. This is technically new information. I hope at least next week she tells us, like, what that kid's ability was. But yeah. I will try to do a live stream soon, another one soon, Daniel. I did love Code Adam, and I stopped reacting to that. I have no idea why, but I really, really liked Code Adam. And season 2 just started. But also, I saw the trailer to God of High School yesterday, and that got me hyped. As much as I despise Crunchyroll, it got me hecka hyped. And so I really want to read God of High School too. I think that'd be a good one to react to. But the chapters aren't short, guys. They're just talking chapters. This was really cool to see. And it was fun to see William back for how quick it was. But yeah, I have a lot of webtoons that I need to react to. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let's think of a quick question of the day, shall we? Let's see. Do you guys think Claire and Adrian both achieved at least elite tier with John? Or do you think they're still low tiers? Actually, calling bullshit on Claire. Claire's not a fucking low tier. Because I think it's this kid with purple hair, Daniel. I'm pretty sure that's who it was, because he got revenge, as far as we've been told. But I call bullshit on Claire actually about Terrence. A person who's a low tier can't do this, can't use their ability for like that long or push it to that extent. Claire said she had a vision of John. Now, we don't know the time frame, obviously, but clearly it was a while. So a low tier person can have a vision for like weeks before they happen. Let's not forget Junie. What's that bitch's level? She's a mid tier, yet she can only see a bit into a few minutes or seconds into the future. Yeah, a few seconds into the future. But Claire has clairvoyance, and is a low tier supposedly, and she's able to see weeks into the future. Doesn't make sense to me. Does not make sense to me. But yeah, I think, again, I'm throwing Claire out of that question. Do you think Adrian got to at least mid tier with John, because I think he did. What's up, Joshua? We did just finish the chapter. Yes, late bloomers, as been said by, I think it was Keen who said it. But also Keon himself said it too. Late bloomers don't think like everyone else. I don't necessarily think that's true, McPew. Yeah, but Junie can see different futures depending on her choices. I think I understand what you're saying. Yes, but at the same time, like, her ability is clearly weaker than Claire's. Me. But again, Seraphina needs to remember what William said, because it was just repeated in this chapter. What was it again? John had a lot of trouble coming to terms with reality. So, I'm hoping Seraphina remembers and, like, reaches out to William, too. So, okay. One with... Hell yeah, she does, Jolly, doesn't she? You want to know something else, Jolly? Same text color, too. Same text box color. I agree with that, but it shows it fully different. If Claire never introduced herself, John would still have beaten people up because he's a late bloomer. Claire sees the absolute future, and Junie can see possibilities. Okay. Wait, what was the question did you ask already? Oh, yeah. Do you think Adrian... I'm tossing Claire out the window. I am still going to toss her out the window because I don't buy that she's a low tier. But do you think Adrian got to at least mid-tier, or not, elite tier? Because I think Adrian was definitely not the Jack of New Boston. We know that. So, do you think Adrian... what extent do you think Adrian got when he was with John? Because clearly John would have helped Adrian out. Like, if they were really good friends, he would have been like, Adrian, you can do this with your ability, or Adrian, you can do that with your ability. Like, check it out. And it makes me... And I'm actually very surprised to see that John and Adrian were always friends. I like that a lot, but at the same time, like I said earlier, that hurts my heart because our boy beat his boy, and I'm just like, why? Anyway, opposites, I think. Maybe she has less control of her visions, but can look further. But Junie has control, but limited to how far she can see. Maybe. A side episode of John learning to use hair gel. I mean, he probably saw his dad do it enough growing up. I think Claire's ability comes from randomly, so in the meantime, she doesn't have it. She is powerless. Okay, that does make sense, actually. I ain't gonna be surprised if John gains a stand in there because he can use to protect people from John. Yeah, that's funny. Probably. But yeah, that does make me sad that, like, John and Adrian they were friends before John met Claire. And makes me sad, like what happened, like the fallout. That hurts my soul. Anyway, bro, watch Sarah pull the talk no jutsu on John. Bro, she better. I love my boy. I need my boy back. But yeah, that'll be it for today, guys. Let me know if you guys do want to see me do live streams of God of High School. Actually, I'm going to check the chapter count for God of High School. Let's see. I have 1, 2, sorry, wait, hold up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I have 33 webtoons that I need, or 33? Yeah, 33 webtoons that I'm supposed to do reactions to. Anyway, God of High School. there is about 400 a marathon stream where we react to as much God of High School as we possibly can. Anyway, Adrian kind of lied then. He said the reason he Actually, that's a good point. That's a good point, Josie, because Adrian said... But Adrian still didn't necessarily lie. Because he said the reason Claire approached John... Or Adrian was still telling the truth about Claire getting people behind John's back. That was still true. But I don't think it's necessarily that Adrian lied about this. I think it's more so Uru, like, doing a little bit of retconning, like, with how things went down. Where is it? It was the Arlo chapter is when it was. So this one... Yeah, so I think it might be Uru doing a little bit of retconning, like, I think she might be doing a little bit of retconning, and, like, with how, like, things actually played out. I can't handle reading God of High School by myself, but it's boring, but my friend's country voice makes it better. I do need to read Tower of God too. I need to watch Tower of God. I don't because I refuse to support Crunchyroll, but yeah. Anyway, back to what Miriam said. Was it you, Miriam? No, Josie. Back to what Josie said. So, Adrian said, it's about Claire. I overheard her talking to the Jack. She said the only reason why she approached you that day was because she had a vision long before of you climbing to the top, and because you were so weak and isolated at the time, she wanted to get to you first, and that way you'd trust and rely on her. Is this some kind of joke? No, I heard it with my own ears. This is interesting. Because this could be like I said, it could be a retcon on Uru, like where she's just like rewriting how the events played out, or Claire could be lying. She could be lying to Serafina. Serafina needs to talk to Adrian too, because if Claire and Adrian are still close, though, he might protect her, but they'll probably think like, Ice, what the hell are you doing? But yeah, Claire could be lying. Because she clearly has some bias against John, a bit, especially with her reaction, like when Serafina like brought the whole thing up. Huh. She needs to ask John for his side of the story, and he needs to tell her the truth. He needs to like talk about it. Claire might enroll at Wellston. Claire probably is graduated by now, because we don't know if like New Boston and Wellston do have the similar year structure, because John is technically supposed to be in Arlo's grade. And it could be that people at New Boston graduated were ahead, or like based on like how their schooling works, or however. It could be that Claire and Adrian have already graduated from high school. But who knows? John goes to couple counseling. If she does, we're screwed. Do you think is the book UnOrdinary would be John, he could change? Absolutely. Because that's also a big thing. Like, again, John read UnOrdinary for reassurance that he could change, that the world could be good. And he started to change back. He started to revert back when he didn't have UnOrdinary. I don't think him rereading UnOrdinary will just make everything go back to the way it was. But I do think Anyway. So yeah. This is going to be it for today. And then down in the comments, let me know if you think how far you think Adrian's level got with his ability while he was friends with John. And let me know if you guys wanted me to do a God of Tower marathon. Angry pigs, hell yeah. Alright, so that's going to be it for this week, you guys. Hope you all had a blast. I know I sure did. And we will see you all back next week with more backstory for John. Still going to be live streaming for a while.